affecting our lives to help us survive, so we spend our time to the fullest we can.
Welcome to Professional Insights, sponsored by Dementia Action Alliance. My name is Paula Ann Gordon, and I am on the advisory board for Dementia Action Alliance. I am living with vascular dementia. Today I have the pleasure of welcoming Rebecca Hobbs, who is an elder law attorney, to Professional Insights, and she is going to be discussing elder law. Let me tell you a little bit about Rebecca. Rebecca is principal with the law firm of O'Donnell, Weiss, and Mattei, with offices in Pottstown and Phoenixville. She focuses on elder law, special needs planning, estate planning, estate and trust administration, and veterans benefits. Rebecca is also certified as an elder law attorney with licenses in both Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Her education includes a BA in English with a minor in political science from Eastern University, a Juris Doctorate from Regent University School of Law. She is an accredited attorney for the preparation, preservation, and prosecution of claims for veterans benefits before the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs. Rebecca is a member of National Academy of Elder Law Attorneys, where she serves as Special Needs Law Section Steering Committee. She is the member of the Pennsylvania Association of Elder Law Attorneys and Charitable Organization Committee and Legal Services to Persons with Disabilities Committee. She is also the member of the Montgomery County Bar Association and co-chair of the Elder Law Section. And finally, she is the National Director of Elder Law Answers, which is a wonderful project that she will tell you a little bit more about. Welcome, Rebecca.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'm so pleased that you could join us today. I wanted to start out, I thought we would start out by just asking you for a definition of what elder law is.
Sure. Yeah, so that is a common question. A lot of people aren't sure exactly, someone says that we practice elder law, what that actually includes and encompasses. So really, elder law is representing an individual over the age of 65 regarding any kind of issues that may affect them as they age. So it can include long-term care planning. It could include crisis planning. So where there's a crisis and somebody needs to have immediate care in a long-term care facility, like an assisted living or a nursing home, helping the family, guide them through that process, the application process, reviewing the contracts, and then helping them with the public benefits they may need to pay for that type of care. But elder law also includes, just helping an individual with basic estate planning documents as well, making sure that they have their last will and testament, their health care directives, making sure that they have a good financial power of attorney document. And those are really the basic building blocks in any elder law plan. But really, elder law is very broad. It encompasses all those varying legal issues that an individual may face as they age.
Mm-hmm. Why does a person with dementia who may not be an elder need an elder law attorney?
Yeah, so, elder law, when we say elder law, it really means an individual over the age of 65. If you're under the age of 65, then you would be classified as special needs planning. Not all elder law attorneys practice special needs planning. There are some attorneys that only do special needs planning, and then some attorneys that only do elder law, and then some attorneys that do both, like myself. So depending on where you're at, your age, then you would know what type of attorney you need. But somebody that has a dementia diagnosis really does need somebody that is specialized in one of those areas. And the reason for that is because with the diagnosis of dementia, we know that, there's going to be at some point a time that you may not be able to make decisions for yourself anymore. Whether, you have an impairment, a cognitive impairment that affects your ability to make executive decisions regarding finances, or the ability to communicate with your healthcare providers and make decisions for yourself regarding your own healthcare. So we know at some point you're going to need some assistance with making decisions. And an elder law attorney or special needs planning attorney can really guide you on what your options are in that situation and help you know what documents you need to have in place to make sure that you have all the tools there so your family or your friend or your other support system is able to step in and help you. The special needs planning attorney and the elder law attorney are also going to have the knowledge regarding public benefits, which that's the biggie. A lot of attorneys are going to be able to draft documents for you, but it's that specialty knowledge regarding public benefits and paying for care that really is weaved into your estate planning documents. So, I don't have just a form document I use. I'm going to tailor that to the individual's needs. And I'm going to be able to give them advice on looking forward, what planning they should do now to prepare for the care they may need as the disease progresses.
That sounds great. Can you tell me what's the best way to find an elder law attorney?
Yeah, so that's a good question, and there are some resources out there if you don't know where to start. So my primary recommendation is to find out from, if you know anyone else that has used an elder law attorney, find out who they use, who your friends use, did they like them, did they do a good job. If you can have a referral, sometimes that's the best way. And I'll tell you some things to look at too. So just because a friend used somebody that said they practice elder law, you want to look at their experience and their background to make sure that they have the expertise that you need. But generally, if you're not sure where to start and you don't know anyone to ask that is in a similar situation, then there are some resources. So you mentioned some organizations in the beginning when you were introducing me that I'm involved in. One of those organizations being the National Academy of Elder Law Attorneys. And we call that NAELA. And NAELA, if you Google that, I believe their website is naela.org. But if you look at their website, they have a big red button that says find an attorney. And you can put in there that you're looking for an elder law attorney and the geographical area that you're in. And then it will populate a list based on a mile radius as far as what attorneys are in that area that practice elder law. That is a good place to start. You also can look to another organization that I'm involved with, which is Elder Law Answers. And Elder Law Answers also has a directory of elder law attorneys and special needs planning attorneys, and you can do that by geographical area. Another resource would be to go through your local bar association. A lot of times your local county bar association will have a directory of attorneys and their practice area. So that's a good point and place to start. And then I think, we'll talk in a little bit about what you want to look for too when you're looking for an elder law attorney. But that at least is a way to kind of narrow down some options as far as, who you should be calling, who you should be looking into to see if you want to retain them.
That's great advice. Can you talk a little bit about that, about what it is that we should be looking for?
Yeah, sure. So one of the things, elder law is a very unique area of the law in that it is one of the few areas where somebody, an attorney, can specialize in that area. So generally with the legal practice, there are only a few areas that an attorney can hold themselves out as specializing in an area. And elder law is one of those areas. Patent law is another one. So they're very unique areas of the law because the rules are so intricate and what's involved is so specific and the rules are constantly changing. So one of the first things you want to look for is an attorney that is certified. So you want to look for somebody who is a certified elder law attorney. And really that is the gold standard for an elder law attorney because they have met certain criteria to make sure that they've practiced enough in that area as far as the number of cases. They have put in a number of hours, they have a number of continuing education credits in elder law, and they're staying abreast in that area of the law. So looking for a certified elder law attorney would be the gold standard. That being said, I do know a lot of good elder law attorneys that are not certified. So I would say, you want to look for the certified, but if there's not a certified elder law attorney in your area, or maybe there's somebody that has a really good background but doesn't have the certification, that doesn't necessarily mean they don't know what they're doing either. It's a good standard to look to. But you want to look at their background. What other areas do they practice in? Elder law is such a specialized area that if you have an attorney that also does family law and also does bankruptcy and also does all these other areas, it may be hard for that attorney to stay on top of the elder law field. So in my opinion, it's best to look for somebody that really focuses in that area. And then also looking to see what organizations they're involved in. So that way, that they really are staying on top of the new laws that are coming out and can give you really the best advice that you deserve.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. What information do I need to prepare, and how do I prepare to meet with an elder law attorney? What documents do I need to get together, or what?
Yeah. So that's a good question. So that initial consultation with an elder law attorney, most elder law attorneys will charge for an initial consultation. So you want to make sure that you are prepared for the appointment so you can get, the best value in that appointment. So typically an attorney will have a form or a list of information that they'll want you to complete or bring with them to that first appointment. And so you want to make sure you take the time to really complete that form and bring that information. There are, believe it or not, on occasions, people that I meet with that don't do their homework. They don't fill out their form and they don't bring the information with them. And I'm not able to do as much with them or really provide them with as much information because I'm spending most of my time gathering that basic information. So if the attorney sends you an intake form to fill out, or there's something to fill out online, take the time and fill it out. Usually they're going to want you to bring your estate planning documents with you. So they're going to want to make sure that those basic building blocks are in place. So your financial power of attorney, your healthcare directive, your living will, your last will and testament, if you have any trusts in place, bring all of that with you because most likely they're going to want a copy of it, or they're going to want to look at it to make sure that those are in order. I mean, if you don't have those documents in place, then make sure you talk to them about getting those documents executed. And then really just a financial overview, what type of assets you have, where they're held, and who is the owner of them, are all information that I know that I look to when I'm having a first appointment with an individual.
Are there standard fees for these individuals, or does that vary widely based on their background?
Yeah, I would say it varies very widely, and depends on where you're at, and depending on if you're in the city or in the suburbs. I mean, the fees are going to vary greatly. I would say you can always ask when you call to schedule the appointment what to expect for the consultation. But generally, some attorneys may have a initial free consultation where it's just a introduction and a get to know you appointment, but no legal advice is provided. Some attorneys will do that. And then once you decide you like the attorney and you want to move forward, then they'll let you know what the fee would be. There's some attorneys that work on an hourly fee basis. And there's a lot of attorneys for elder law that will work on a flat fee basis. So they'll let you know for the type of planning that they're going to do for you, what the flat fee will be. And that way what that upfront cost will be.
I have one last question for you, Rebecca. I was wondering, I know a lot of people tend to go to the internet to try to do some of these documents, and I think it's important for you to maybe address why that's not really a great idea.
Yeah, no, that is a great question. So, unfortunately, there are a lot of online services. I say unfortunately because not just because I'm an attorney and obviously I make my money by people coming to me and hiring me to do the documents, but legal documents, especially these really important basic financial power of attorney documents, healthcare power of attorney documents, a lot of people are misinformed, and they think that they're just a standard fill in the blank kind of form. And so they think, okay, well, I just need to find the form, and these websites offer the form, fill in the information, I'm good to go. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So each state has very specific rules on what needs to be in the document, and the execution requirements for the document. So how the documents need to be signed, how many witnesses, does it need to be notarized? And you'll see on a lot of these legal websites, the do-it-yourself websites, which I love a good do-it-yourself project. I do, but when it comes to important things like this, it's not worth it, in my opinion. So you'll notice on a lot of these websites, they'll have disclaimers. One of the funniest disclaimers I've seen where it says, please consult with an attorney before you sign this document. Well, the whole point of doing it is they're trying to avoid the need of hiring an attorney. So you'll see over and over again that they're saying they're not providing legal advice. This is just a form. You should consult with an attorney. But even if the website doesn't say that, and maybe if there's a way to have like a live chat with an attorney that they say is licensed in that area of law or in that state, you don't know, is that attorney fresh out of law school with no experience and no one, to train them on what the requirements are? So in that situation, yes, maybe you're spending $20 for a document instead of $200 for a document. But when it comes time to use that document, so let's say your dementia progresses and you're to the point where you now require somebody to step in and handle your finances for you. If they present that document and the bank says, I'm sorry, our legal department reviewed it and we can't accept this, then at that point, because the dementia has progressed, your only option is going to be to file for a guardianship. And those rules vary state to state. But in Pennsylvania, that would be the situation. We would need to file for a guardianship. And then you're spending a few $1,000s instead of a few $100s. And you're having a judge decide who's going to be the person that makes decisions for you. And it's a very invasive, at least in Pennsylvania, a very invasive process. And it really involves the stripping of an individual's rights to make decisions for themselves. Mm-hmm. So, yes, are you going to spend a little bit more to hire an attorney? You are. But will it save your family and you potentially a guardianship proceeding or other issues down the road? Yes. So make sure that you invest in yourself and invest in your legal documents and know that they're what you need and not just a fill in the blank form.
Well, thank you so much. That is so helpful because I know that that's an issue. People see that on the internet and they think, well, I'll just fill this out and I'll be good to go. But yeah. I know that there's much more involved to that.
Right. I mean, everyone wants to save $1 and I'm one of those people. But when it comes to something so important like this, you really have to understand the value of what you're getting. So that's the important part, is to know the importance of the document and that you really do get what you pay for.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Rebecca. It's been a pleasure, and we're really looking forward to the time when we get together and have a discussion.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yes, and I wanted to share with our viewers, if you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a lot of excellent interviews on there. Thank you very much, Rebecca.
Thank you. Have a good day.
We're living beyond dementia, connecting our lives to help us survive, so we spend our time to the fullest we can. We're seeing our lives have purpose, engaging our days to find better ways, and